I will say that I thought Bronwyn really held her own this whole episode. Every interaction with Lisa.
Ate Lisa
She ate
up.
her
She did.
up.
She really did. She really did. Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Episode number 2, Law and Out of Order. Okay.
I thought this was a great episode. You know what?
It was a great
I judged
episode.
the episode on? How
It really
fast
was.
it goes by.
It was a great episode, and I've actually, after watching it, I already know what we're naming it. And
there you
it's
go.
Does it
it's
have
suck-
anything to do with gout? Yeah.
suck a gout dick. It is
Okay.
Suck a Gout Dick. That is what I'm
Yeah.
naming this episode.
I'm
I'm
going
down
to
for
tell
it.
you, I was a little offended by that because my husband gets gout and you do not get gout in your dick. So I don't know what
Well,
Lisa was
listen,
talking about.
wait one moment, please. Because don't think
Okay.
that I did not
You didn't
Google
look
that.
it up?
I Googled that bitch. Now, wait a second. While the slang term gout dick is most likely a creative insult, a number of scientific case studies and research have confirmed that gout can, in very rare cases, affect the male genitalia. In these
God forbid.
unusual instances, the condition can cause genital swelling and other severe symptoms. Okay?
Ooh. Sounds painful.
Uncontrolled gout can lead
Very.
to the formation of tophi, chalky subcutaneous lumps made of uric acid crystals. They can form on the scrotum and the penis. Yes, gout dick is a real thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was interesting. We'll
Yeah.
get there, though.
Yes,
You
yes,
sure
yes.
will.
So we start out the next morning of the RV trip. They actually did all sleep in the RV. I was very shocked to see that, right?
Squished in there.
Yep.
Yes.
The view when they got out in the morning was absolutely gorgeous.
Stunning,
those
yes.
Were
mountains.
those moose out there?
No, those were longhorn. They were cattle.
Somebody said
Moose?
something about moose. I'm like,
They kept saying animals. I was like,
well, yeah.
because
I did hear somebody say moose, but I believe that was incorrect.
Yes, they were longhorn cattle. I don't know if you caught this, but Heather said that she can no longer spit ever since she's got Botox because she was brushing her teeth at the river.
How do you miss
Hysterical.
how do
I
you
have
miss
in my
that?
notes.
How do you miss that?
Exactly. Exactly. How about before that, Meredith
didn't
says
know.
they're not going to let us die. It's too big of a liability for the network.
That's so
Nothing
true.
like breaking that fourth wall.
Yep.
I thought the night before Mary wasn't eating a hot dog because she's a vegetarian, yet she was eating steak at
Eating the steak.
breakfast.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't because she was a vegetarian. It was because she wanted no part of cooking the hot dog on the stick.
She had Boca burgers.
No, she had nothing. She had a bagel.
She
didn't
had,
want-
but
Well,
she
she-
had a
maybe
burger on a stick before she ate the
did
bagel.
have a bagel. Maybe I don't think she's a vegetarian. I don't think
I
that
thought
was
she didn't eat meat, and that's why. And then the next
No.
morning she's eating steak. I'm like, what happened?
What happened?
Yeah, she was very concerned that Bronwyn was cooking her steak.
You gave up your convictions that quickly?
I don't think that was a conviction. I don't know. But she was concerned that Bronwyn was cooking because I guess Bronwyn, and she's self-admitted that she doesn't cook.
Doesn't
like it would be like if I was cooking, you guys would be concerned. And I would rightfully, you should be concerned. Right?
Exactly.
Yes.
She was only putting the bacon in the pan. Like, let's make that clear. I wouldn't even be putting the bacon in the pan because I would fuck that up too. I'm sorry. Heather's talking about her daughter leaving for college, and she's saying that, this is like her last one to leave. And she's never really had a break because the whole time that she's had children, she has raised them 100%. Like, even when she was married, like her husband at the time was not a present father. Like, he just didn't raise the children. And she's exhausted and she's relieved that she's going to get a break, but she feels guilty that she feels that way because she's looking forward to the new chapter. You don't need to feel guilty about that. And I feel like Bronwyn was trying to say that, but it just didn't articulate that way. So Bronwyn is trying to say to, Heather that, she feels the exact opposite. Like she doesn't want Gwen to move out. And she's actually allowed her daughter's boyfriend to move in because she doesn't want her to move out. Like, she doesn't want to let her go. But listen, first of all, Bronwyn only has one. It's a different situation, but she's saying that, she feels like
She says she doesn't know who she is without being
Gwen's
mom.
Friends,
Like,
right.
yeah.
that's,
Right.
we're all moms, we know this, but you got to work really hard to prevent that from happening.
Yes, most definitely.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think probably Lori could speak to that better because when she's an only child, right? So when you have 3 children, which Heather does, right? You got a lot of balls in the air at a lot of times, right?
All the
When you
time.
have one, right? When you have one, that becomes your main focus. So yeah,
Absolutely.
it's hard. I mean, Lori, like I said, you should probably speak on that because that's more your thing.
It is hard, and I could understand what Heather was saying also, though, too, because
Yeah,
she said she wants it to be over trying to be a family, and
right.
you know, that's a difficult thing, like she said. She has to be the mother, she has to be the father, she had to always pretend like, "Oh, no, I'm good, everything's okay."
Right.
But with Bronwyn and having an only child, I totally understand her point of view also because when you have, for some reason, when you have an only, that whole motherhood guilt and how that child comes out is on you just is amplified. I think maybe when you have more, if you have more than one child and two are doing well and one is not, you're like, okay, well, I can't be that big of a fuck up because at least the two are.
Well,
I think
plus
especially when I don't know, I don't know. Just
the actions of the one sibling could affect and shape how the other siblings become. So there's not so much pressure on us as parents to be like, "Oh, I fucked up." It's like, well, this one acted like a, jackass for so long that this
right,
one got
right,
you know what I mean?
right,
It's
right.
like a family dynamic thing where
It's different, right.
right, as
Yeah.
a
But
parent of an only child, you're like, "Yeah, I'm the only one that's affected this kid."
right, it's just to me and that's like the final resting stopping point, which
Right.
not true because the children
No, of
are
course
who they
not.
are and you do your best and blah, blah, blah. But as mothers, it's always everything is our fault anyway. So
No,
whether you have
right.
1, 10, it doesn't matter. That whole mom thing is that mom thing. And when she said that he didn't even take them overnight, that he would just come
Yeah.
once a week and have like a fun Disney dad hour or something. Oh my God, how she didn't like
Yeah.
pummel him. I don't know.
I mean, we're all very lucky. We all have husbands who have been involved in we're all married
Yes.
still
Yes.
to our kids' fathers, and they've all been very involved with our kids.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Maybe not as involved as us you know what I mean. They're very
Yeah.
involved.
No, they're
They're good
involved. They
fathers.
show up. They're there.
They
They
show
show
up.
up. They're
Absolutely.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bronwyn, you know what I was thinking? Todd travels so much. That might be another reason she doesn't want Gwen to leave.
Yes.
Like, Heather's alone. Like, she doesn't have a partner. So it's not like, when they're gone, she misses them and she's lonely. She's on her own.
Well, I thought it
Yeah.
was very
So
telling.
maybe she, like, really, really wants to be on her own.
Right. Right. Well, I thought it was very telling when Bronwyn said, I'm also nervous to be without her because she said, now I have all this time to do, you know, have this fabulous life and do fabulous things. And what if I don't?
Right.
Like,
Right. Right.
Right.
you know,
That's a whole other
She's
pressure.
putting too
whole
much
other
pressure
thing.
on herself.
Well,
She's
Yeah.
don't
setting
we
very high
all?
expectations for herself. Yes.
But don't
Yes,
Yeah.
we
we
all?
do.
We do. And then Whitney jumps in and said, listen, now I want to be a stay home mom more than ever. And because of the failure of her business, she can't. And honestly, the age that her kids are now is really when it's so important to be around. I mean,
Absolutely.
we saw her daughter a little bit when they were outside and she was, what were they, rollerblading or whatever. But I mean, her daughter is in a tough age. It's middle school. Like that's so
Horrible.
tough. And
Horrible.
The
that's
worst.
when
The
it's when
worst.
daughters need their moms. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Boys, not as much. I mean, I only have boys and they need me all the time, but for different reasons. But certainly, I could definitely see a daughter needing her mother in middle school,
Most definitely.
For
Most definitely.
right?
Most, yeah.
Yeah.
So my heart broke for her. Then Whitney asked Mary how Robert Jr.'s doing. And she said, well as can be expected, they're taking it one day at a time and they're letting Robert figure it out. She also says that she couldn't have done it without Robert Sr. I'm glad
I
that
was happy to hear that.
she acknowledged that because Lord, you didn't watch it before, but Robert Sr. was on in the beginning. Like, we saw him.
First season.
Yeah, they didn't paint him in a great light, and he's decided that he doesn't wanna be a part of it, and that's fine. You know what?
And
He
he
doesn't
did
need to.
live in Vegas for a
Yeah,
while, and she
yeah.
was in Utah with their son, so
I think that was during COVID, though.
I do
Most
think it was during COVID, but still, why aren't you with your wife and your kid?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, but I was glad that she acknowledged that he was kind of her rock, right?
Yeah.
So then they
And
go to leave, and the
I'm
RV.
glad that they still have a whatever relationship they have, that they still have a
Mhm.
relationship that she feels
Absolutely.
support in that situation, with her son.
Well, it was
Absolutely.
last season he told her, like, "You're a good mom," right? Like,
Mhm.
"I'm proud of you."
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
definitely.
another thing that Heather brought up, is that, her being raised in the Mormon atmosphere, for her to want to be anything other than a wife or a mother was considered a sin.
Right.
Right.
That's some pretty heavy shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, for sure.
Some
And
pretty
Yeah,
that's
heavy
how you're
stuff.
raised, so that you don't know anything different until you get to, whatever age, and then you're like, "Wait a minute, what?
Yeah. What?
I could do something else?"
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
exactly. This
You
isn't the
know?
only path? Wait,
Yeah.
there's other roads?
There's another option? I take option B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they go to leave, and the RV is stuck, and all the ladies get out to push it except for Mary.
I'm
So
with
Bill
Mary.
happened to be sitting there when I was watching this, and I was like, "Is that like could those ladies really push that RV?" He's like, "Oh yeah, that could really happen." He goes, "But I could tell you this right now, like if that was you and I," he goes, "you would be driving the RV even if there
Yeah.
was a professional driver and he'd be pushing it." I was like, "Oh, that's a good point. Why wasn't he pushing it, to be quite honest with you?" I said, "Or I'd be sitting in the back like Mary." I said, "'Cause there's no way there's no way I would
You
get
would
out and
not
push that."
push. I would
No.
push.
I
Yeah.
Lori
would
would
push.
push.
I would push.
But yeah,
You would not
I mean, you
push.
guys are pushers.
Yeah.
We are pushers.
You
But
know
I
what
don't
I
know why the
thought?
professional driver didn't get out and push.
Yeah. You know what I
Right?
yeah,
They're telling him what to do. They're like, "Don't go in reverse."
Right.
right.
Exactly.
And let Angie
Exactly.
drive. Angie drove it
Yes.
before, but
Yeah.
That's
when
right.
I was
That's right.
watching that scene, I was thinking, "Oh my gosh, if one of them just fell in the mud, it would be so good. It would just be
So
good
Yes.
TV
funny.
because it would be like something that could really happen." And I thought it would be really
Yes.
funny, especially if it was
That would
like
have been very
Meredith.
funny.
If it would have been Meredith, that would have been great.
That would have been great. That would
Would
have
have been
been great.
great.
So then we see Angie and Heather. They're talking about going to Amy's party. Are you going to Amy's party? And Heather lets us know that, like, there's not socialites in Salt Lake City. It's like the church hierarchy. So if you're high up in the church, you're considered like a socialite. And that's who Amy is. And she lives in this huge house and she throws these fabulous parties.
Yeah.
Must
Very
be nice,
exciting.
right?
There were a lot of people
Do
there.
you think she's a potential new housewife? Is that why
I
we're
don't
getting
think so.
introduced to her, or we're
I don't
just
think so either. I don't know why,
I don't think
okay?
so. I
but I
don't
don't
think
think so.
so.
I mean, she doesn't need the money, obviously. She's got plenty of that. So maybe she just wanted her moment to throw her fabulous party and be on the show one episode and call it.
I mean, that could be it. And I'm sure that after that party at the end, she's probably like, "Yeah, I don't want to have anything to do with this
Yeah, don't
anymore,
come over
ever."
again.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
somebody
Don't come
yells,
over
"You
ever.
suck gout dick" at your
Yeah.
party,
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
"No, we're
you're like,
good."
I think we'll
Yeah.
shut these cameras
Yeah, I
down
think
now.
It's really, honestly, but honestly, it was a funny, I don't, it was so funny. It was just, I was like, wait, what? And I
And you know
think,
what?
honestly,
She did not expect that.
I did not expect that. I did not expect that. And I thought the even funnier thing, and I literally laughed out loud when Whitney in her confessional's like, "I didn't think you could have gout in your dick. I thought it was only in your foot." I was,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? Like, I literally
Actually,
laughed.
that's not true because you can get it in your elbow, in your wrist, I guess any joint.
You can get
Yes.
it in your
Yes.
penis
But
too.
I mean,
Yes.
is your penis a joint?
I told you it's a
No.
real thing.
She looked it up. Lori
Alright.
looked it up, but I
Googled it.
just,
Alright.
I'm sorry. When Whitney said that, I just almost died. I'm like, "Oh my God, Whitney. Like,
I know,
seriously?"
because she literally sounds like a little girl talking.
She
Yeah,
really
she does.
did.
Little girl.
I was like,
Little
"Oh,
girl.
yeah,
But
that's
the
why Mary
whole
calls her that."
But the whole first half of the episode was just so nice. It was like the mom episode, It was really
Yeah.
things that you could relate to. And then we went from
Yeah.
that to like screaming profanity at a large party. And I was just like, what happened? Like,
At a
what
social
happened?
Saturday, not just a party.
social
A
Saturday.
social
Saturday.
Saturday.
Right.
I know.
I mean,
was
how
like,
D-class-A?
I know.
I was just like,
Exactly.
together,
what
ladies.
happened? It was so nice before, and then you fucked it all up.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Then we see Heather meets up with Lisa, and Lisa asks, where they went. And she said, "Oh, we went to Provo Canyon." And Heather said, "Even though you weren't physically there, your name came up on the jump and you were a big topic of conversation." I was like, "Okay, Heather."
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Heather's trying to
Yeah, Heather's
stir the pot.
like her pick me energy
Yes.
Yeah.
is palpable.
Yes.
Now, did you notice when they were at lunch and they were both looking at each other and twirling and looking at the outfits? There was a woman seat behind them,
I saw the
and you
picture.
could look at her face. She's just like,
The side eye she was giving Heather.
yeah, it was great.
That's so funny. That's
It's
so
great.
funny.
Yeah.
So Heather announced that Bronwyn had announced that she did all this research on her businesses and her lawsuits. And Heather said it was clear that she just wanted to annihilate you.
Mhm.
I just want to ask a question. My brain's a little foggy about the last episode. I didn't think that Bronwyn was actually the first person who brought it up.
I thought Angie brought it up.
I think someone else brought it up, and she just said, well, it was in the paper, and I did look at the lawsuits, and blah, blah, blah. And that's it.
It was in the
Right.
Tribune, to be exact.
Right.
They kept
The
saying the
Tribune.
Tribune.
Don't get it
But I
twisted.
don't think that she was the one who initially brought it up. Like, you love how Heather, makes it seem like she
Well,
was the
she's
one
the one who she definitely pounded it home. I mean, she was the one going in on it and dropping all the details with the
Right.
detailed text messages and giving the real facts that were in the lawsuit. So I honestly think whether she brought it up or not really doesn't matter because she was the one who was driving the bus for
Yeah.
that one, right?
Did you guys notice Lisa's eye in her confessional?
It's funny you say that. You know why it's funny you say that?
I wanted to say something, and Wendy's like, maybe we shouldn't talk about people's
Well,
appearance. And I
because-
don't mean it in a mean way. It
Listen,
was just an observation.
I think Lisa is one of the most
Yeah.
beautiful housewives out there. I mean, this is why I've been a fan for so long. Okay, mainly her hair. But obviously she's a very attractive woman. So I'm not commenting on her physical appearance. Something was jacked up with that left eye.
There you go, Kelly.
I
don't know.
mean-
I don't know if the makeup artist did one eye and forgot to do the other. I don't know
That's exactly
if she's,
what it looked like.
I don't know if she's, in general, it appears as if she's maybe had some work done to her eyes, which God bless her. Just her eyes looked in general different. And I was telling Wendy that when I went on TikTok to look up some things about her lawsuit,
Lisa's eye.
I typed in Lisa Barlow, and the first thing that comes up is Lisa Barlow eye. I was like,
Yes.
it's not just me, okay? It's
No,
not just
something was
me."
going on. I thought maybe she was crying and her lash was coming off, but the makeup looked so much heavier on one
the
eye
one
than
side,
the other one.
yes, I
Maybe
don't
it
know.
was lighting. Maybe her lighting was off. Either way, those producers did her so dirty by not saying, okay, let's stop
Yeah,
filming for a
Stop
minute.
filming and let's
And
fix her
you
eyeball.
go to your glam, because you know damn well her glam was there.
right
And
there.
you go get fixed up. So those producers did her dirty.
It's so funny. When Lori said that, I said, I didn't actually notice it was her eye. I noticed something was off.
It
And
was
then
her
she
makeup.
Yeah, but then she showed it to me and I was like, oh, now that's all I can see now after she showed it to me. And I was like, maybe we should, I don't like to talk about people's, maybe we shouldn't bring
and
that up.
Again, I think she's one of the most beautiful housewives we have. But
no, I totally agree.
that
I also
something.
said, maybe, remember with Riverside, remember the one time I hit the button for eye tracking?
Oh my
And
gosh.
like
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
there was a
that's
button.
We were bulging out of our heads.
Maybe there was a button somebody pushed.
Only on one side of her face.
Only on one side.
Only
On
on
one
one
eyeball.
side.
It definitely looked like the one lash was peeling off, but the makeup looked so much heavier on that eye. I can't stand wearing false eyelashes. I feel like there's bugs crawling on my eyes.
On your eyes. Well, all I
right,
have
so
written down is Lisa confessional. Something is weird. I don't know what it was.
Her other
And then-
confessional was perfect.
And then
by the
as I
way.
started watching, I was like, oh, it's the eye.
It was definitely the eye.
Gosh, and we're probably going to have this confessional look
I
in more
know.
than one episode is what
For
the problem's
sure.
going to be, right?
Yeah.
Gosh.
How about when she said it's all bullshit? Nobody sues the bottom, they sue the top.
Oh my God, I gave her that. That was like the quote until the gout dick. I mean, that was the quote of the episode. Lisa's quote was, no one sues the bottom. Bitch, they all go for the top. That was going to be the
Yep.
episode name
Yeah.
until gout dick came out. Suck a
I
gout
mean,
dick.
Yeah.
My quote
mean-
was, I live a very different life than all of you. Everyone knows I
About
do
that?
big things.
Right. Oh, yes.
How about that?
Yep.
And
I
good
mean,
for Heather. She's like, no, you really don't.
No,
right.
you don't.
Right. But in her confessionals where she really said it, these are the problems with her is that she thinks that she's elitist and she makes
Yeah.
these comments that, she's better than the rest of us. You needed to say that to her face.
Absolutely.
That's what you need to say to her face.
Well, Heather said it at the lunch, though.
No, she
She said it at the lunch.
She said, no, you don't. But,
Right.
it was
She
kind of
didn't
like.
go into it like she did in her confessional.
Right. Right.
She's not going to rock this Lisa boat. She's been trying to get in with Lisa since season 1. That was part of the storyline in season 1.
Yeah.
That they went to college together or whatever. High school, whatever.
So she specifically asked, did Meredith stand up for me? And she's like, well, Meredith was Meredith. And Lisa said, silent. And she's like, well, she started to defend you, but then, things got really ugly. And then Angie started piling on. So she kind of backed down. I was like, yeah, okay.
I like when Lisa starts crying and she's like, I'm fine. I'm like, oh, sounds like me.
Yeah. Yeah. She's crying. And she's like, I'm fine. And she's like, well, it doesn't look like you're fine. Like, it's okay to have your feelings hurt. But she still wouldn't admit it. She's like, she still wouldn't admit it.
I feel like Lisa knew this was coming out this season. I feel like Lisa knew that this was going to be a storyline this season and was pissed. And that's why she didn't go on that first trip. Like, I think she really had to embrace this, really acknowledge, fuck, this is going to be it this season. They're going to bring all my shit out.
Well, I think that you're right. I mean, because we do see at the end, the upcoming episode, she's got a storyboard where she's explaining it.
That's exactly what I have written down.
I mean, who does a storyboard like that?
But didn't
with
that
an
Karen
easel?
Didn't that Karen Huger do the same kind of thing?
Well, Karen Huger, she had her little meeting with her PR assistant. Remember that?
Yeah.
But didn't
Giselle
she do
showed up.
something on a board or something?
Well, Kenya did.
Yeah,
I thought I saw a social media post where someone said that somebody else did that, a whole little whiteboard thing to explain their.
It wasn't even Karen. It was her husband, right?
Yeah, maybe
The
that
whole
was
Karen
it.
Huger thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I definitely think she knew something was coming for sure, right?
Yes.
Then we see Whitney and Bronwyn. They meet up at the mountain. Whitney's snowboarding and Bronwyn is skiing. They have a little chat about what happened on the trip. And, Bronwyn thought that, actually Whitney said, you and Heather were getting along while you were kayaking. But then the next morning, it seemed to go awry. And she's like, I feel like we take one step forward and 2 steps back. So she's like, you guys need to talk, which I do agree that they definitely do need to talk, which they do finally do later on in the episode. She thanks Whitney for sticking up for her. I will say, I mean, last season, I was a little I don't know about Bronwyn, especially considering she came in as Lisa's friend. And Lisa totally threw her under the bus.
She did.
She really.
And I have a feeling it's because Gwen's father's family, they must have money. They must be.
They definitely
somebody.
have money.
Yeah.
They definitely have money.
So Bronwyn's your friend, but you'll basically F her over because you'd rather be with these people who are, wealthy and to do.
Yeah.
Of course, it's all about the social standing. It's all about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Listen, don't forget, Lisa does big things and she does them with big people. So
Exactly.
You best be big.
Yeah, she does. She does. I will say that I thought Bronwyn really held her own this whole episode. Every interaction with Lisa.
Lisa
ate
up.
her.
She did. She really did. She really did. Yes.
That was no
she
match.
knew her facts.
She's a very smart girl.
She knew her
She's a
facts. She
Virgo.
articulated. Is that what it is?
She's
She
a Virgo.
articulated it perfectly. And Lisa didn't even know what to do. She actually shut her down.
Yep.
And
It was
I
great.
give her props. I give her props for that. I do. I really do.
I am not a
Quick
Lisa
on her
fan,
feet.
so I was very pleased. I'm not a
Yeah.
Lisa fan at all. And let me preface this. I won't say I'm not a Lisa Barlow fan. I'm not a fan of the character Lisa Barlow, Salt Lake
Plays
City
on TV.
Housewives. Yes, exactly that.
Yeah.
Right. I
Yeah.
get it. Lisa's behavior is making me actually like Meredith more. And may I say, Seth had me laughing out loud this episode. He is
With the
fucking
ivy
funny.
wall, with the drinks coming out.
No, I got that one. That was another
Champagne
good
glory
quote too.
hole.
That's
The
it.
champagne
that's
glory hole.
another
Champagne
good quote.
glory
The
hole.
champagne
My
glory
God.
hole.
He was fucking cracking me up. What about when
Yep.
they were watching the ducks or the swans? What did he say? He
Yep.
said something there too.
Yep. Yeah, no, he had very little interaction, but it was good. Everything we
When he
got out
did,
of Seth
yeah.
was
funny.
yes.
Yeah, it was on point.
Mhm.
So Bronwyn, again, while she's talking to Whitney, brings up, some about the lawsuits, about the text messages, and about her response to them is that it's not that she didn't owe the money, it's that it was such a long time ago. And then we see the actual text messages where, she's saying that I don't want John to know about this.
Mhm.
And it's for a personal American Express bill. I mean, that's damaging. You could say
My
that's business
God.
all you want, but that's
Right.
damaging.
For
Well,
That's
sure.
damaging.
I did a little research, and again, this is just what
Okay.
other people are saying. So, all alleged, blah, blah, blah. So, this Carlson guy owns this Yukon Construction. So, he agreed in 2010 to let Lisa borrow $171,000 between 2010 and 2011. And he agreed not to have a specified repayment date because they were friends. So then between
Sucker.
2010 and 2015, he loaned her another $87,000. The Amex comes in between 2011 and 2017. It was $119,000 got put on it. And then he paid $32,000 in 2015 to pay off her Rover. And some of the loans were done through an attorney, and that's where the whole thing with John not knowing comes into play, because some of the things were done through an attorney. Some of the loans were
That's a little crazy.
little side
That's
stuff.
a little crazy.
It's a little crazy. And I mean, if someone's paying off your American Express card and John's running so supposedly John's running the Vita Tequila, how can he not know that someone's paying off her Amex or paying off her Land Rover for that
Her
matter?
car, exactly.
Right.
How does
How
your
can-
husband not know that somebody paid off your car
Whether there's an
$200,000?
Whether there's an attorney or not involved, how does he not know how that's happening? It's not like
Well,
he's
maybe,
not paying
listen.
attention.
Right, but she has her own housewives thing. Maybe she told him, "Oh, I
This
saved
is
up
when
and
I'm
I
getting
paid it
paid.
off." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, it's not
You
like
know,
the three of us where
right.
you know what I mean?
Everybody knows
500
where the money's going every
We're
month.
robbing Peter to
$500
pay Paul over
right,
here.
$500 goes missing around here, and we're like
The
fucking
fuck?
pulling everybody's pants down. Like, where is it? Okay, it's not like that there. It's not
Yeah,
like
I guess
that
when
there.
you have that much money, like what's $200,000 to pay off a car?
Right. I guess.
So yeah.
And then we see Whitney said that the mystery man that Angie talks about. So last year at the reunion, there was a Twitter or an X post where she said, "My lips are as full as my life, thanks to my doctor who I pay with my own Amex card, not a Park City mystery man, unlike Lisa's G-Wagon. My lips can't get repoed. I'm not your bestie in prison, so I'm not interested in a gangbang, but it's cute. You two had to team up night." So I don't even remember this at the end. I don't remember
don't
this
remember that
whole
either.
thing at the reunion. And it was just
Bronwyn said that.
it was Angie that tweeted that. But Bronwyn, it was Angie that
It was
tweeted that.
Angie that tweeted it. Mhm.
Yeah.
But Bronwyn said something at the reunion, I thought, about the guy paying off her Amex or something.
Well, Angie tweeted it. So, we find out, I guess I might as well bring it up. We find out later in the party, like the reason Angie is so mad at Lisa is because actually Bronwyn says the reason she's so mad at Lisa is because after the reunion, we squashed everything and then she kept coming for me on Twitter.
Yeah.
And you can see like Angie was going for Lisa on Twitter. So I don't,
By the way, Lisa compared Bronwyn to Jen Shah.
Right.
Yes, she did.
Right.
We
in a
talked about that
comment.
from the
So
last
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Somebody comparing you to Jen Shah is just
Exactly.
hit for tat.
Exactly. I think the problem is for us, we have a Twitter account. We don't ever go on it, although all of our podcasts go to it automatically because I set it up to go to Twitter.
Well, I wonder if people like us on there.
We have no
We
idea.
should probably check that out.
We should
I
look.
can check it out because, like I said, we do have a Twitter account, but we don't go on it, and I don't read the Twitter stuff. maybe we need to go check out Twitter because that
Maybe
seems to
we
be
do.
where all these wars are going on in Salt
Still,
Lake
I can't
City.
believe it's still a thing.
I know, like, why can't they do this on Instagram? I'm sorry,
I
like, can you
know.
just bring it back to Instagram,
Bring it back
please?
to
So
Insta.
I have a question. I have a question
Yep.
for you too, and then if you want, it could be for the audience, or we could ask another question, whatever you want. Do you feel that Bronwyn is being retaliatory?
That's a great question. Think she knows who her opponent is and she knows who she's dealing with.
Mhm.
So, like she said, she's playing at her level. I think she's playing at her level. So you can call that retaliatory, but I think she's playing at her level, like she
I think
said.
she's matching Lisa's energy.
Yep, I do
And I
too.
think that Lisa's done this for long enough where,
Mhm.
like, people like Whitney, and I like Whitney. She's not annoying me nearly as much as she did last season. I like Whitney. She's a smart girl, but
No, she's
she's
not as
no
smart as
match for
Bronwyn.
Lisa. I
Nope.
think Bronwyn is a good match for Lisa, a better match than Lisa, and she's
I
matching
think
her
sh
energy.
I think she's way smarter than
She's
Lisa.
way smarter than
Way
Lisa. I don't
smarter
care
than
how
Lisa.
many businesses Lisa has.
No, way
Yes.
smarter. Way
I
smarter.
totally agree. I
Mhm.
totally agree with you. And I would like for our audience to put that in the comments too. Let us know what you think. Like, what do you think about this whole
Yeah, is she
situation?
being retaliatory or is she just matching
She
her
not.
energy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she is. The next kind of scene we see is Mary and Robert Jr. They're at her house.
Hard to watch, a little hard to watch.
Very hard to
Well,
watch.
this is what I thought was interesting. When Mary was talking earlier, she said Robert Sr. said to Robert Jr., "We cannot babysit you." And I give him so much respect for that.
Mhm.
And
'Cause
Mary
that's what
says
you
she was
wanna
a
do.
helicopter mom. That
That's
is
what you
exactly
wanna
what
do.
you want to do, and it's very difficult not to do it.
Mhm.
So
But
yeah, so now we're here.
yeah, so Robert Jr. says he feels like he's at a standstill. He said he's not in a dark place, but he feels like he is still there. And Mary said, "Well, you have to get in front of it. You know, you've been living your life a certain way for a long time, so you just have to kind of reframe your mindset and your thinking and your daily plan." And then he's like, "Well, it's just not what like I just didn't expect it like this." And she said, "You have to change who you." He said, "You have to change who you are as a person." He goes, "But the problem is I was so used to doing something, I had this routine, and then I went and, got better, and then I came back and I'm in the same place, but I don't have the same
Don't have
routine."
the same routine. No.
And that's the problem. That's the problem with recovery and addiction is that you have to change all of those things.
You have to change
Well,
People
you're in
everything.
a rehab and you're in a safe place and you're,
Right.
with other people who are like-minded and doing the same things and not doing the same things, and then you go home and you have to, like, reacclimate. It's very difficult.
It's very difficult, and that's why people relapse so many times because
Mhm.
once you get out, you're not in that safe environment, and the only thing you know is what you know, which is a bad place for you to be. So, he admits to her that, he's doing things that he's not proud of. And first he says, he's isolating a lot and he's not eating healthy and he's doing drugs. And you could see the look on Mary's face. I mean,
Mhm.
honestly, as soon as I saw him, I
Oh,
said,
yes.
he's
That was gonna be my other possible question.
as soon as you saw him,
Like,
I knew.
who knew the second he walked in the door, he was
Yeah.
he was high.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She said that she was always a helicopter mom, and maybe that drove him to get where he got. Again, back to that mom guilt. Like, we just feel like we can't do anything right,
Yep, that's
Right.
just how it goes.
but it's taught her to back off.
Yeah,
She's such a good mom, and it seems like he really loves and respects her.
he does. He
Well,
really
listen,
does.
if you could come on national television and talk to your mother and tell her things like that he says, there's a
He's got a
God
good
bless
heart.
that he
Yeah,
can that he has that with her, that he can, speak to her like that, and God bless her
right.
that she can respond the way that she does. I can see in those moments like that how she could be really good in her church.
Yeah, yeah,
Because, you really have to be able to really listen to somebody, and it's very difficult not to say something when you feel like you have to, but you know better and you don't. And it was more what Mary didn't say in that conversation than what she did say.
yeah, you're right.
But that's the whole thing, right? I mean, that's the point that she's also trying to let people know is that she's not gonna always be there, and he has to make these changes. Like,
Mhm.
she has to step away. She has to I mean, as hard as it is, it is the hardest thing you ever have done. Like, you have to let them fall if it's going to happen, even though you don't want to, because there's going to be a point where you're not going to be there.
You're not gonna be
And if
there.
they
Yeah.
don't have the strength to figure it out now when you're there to support them, it's never gonna happen. It's the hardest thing, and I'm glad that they're talking about it. I know that last season people criticized her for talking about it. They said that, it wasn't right that he's an adult. He has
Yeah.
made this
Right.
decision. He made this decision again this season to talk about it. I also do wanna mention that just very recently, like within the last few weeks, he was arrested.
Yes, I
He
saw that.
was?
Poor
He was
baby.
arrested. He was breaking into his girlfriend's house, and he was resisting arrest.
I'm
I'm
sorry to
sure
hear
it was a
that.
situation where he was really upset and he wanted to
Yes,
see her, and her parents were like, "No, you're not seeing her because maybe hopefully she's in recovery too, and they know it's not good." And he just lost his shit and was like, "No, I have to see her." When you're going through something like that, you do things that aren't,
right, right. You're
you
right.
know yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I'm very sorry to hear that, but I'm happy that he has his mom because she's going to be there for him. She's going to support him. He has to do it though. She can't do it, and that's the hardest thing is that he has to do it. So maybe hopefully by the reunion we'll have some better news from Mary.
Yeah.
She said, "We're fighters." And I agree. I mean, I definitely think she's a fighter. And her exact words were, "You can't save anyone who doesn't want to be saved. You can only save yourself." And it is so, so true.
That's it right there.
Yep. The next thing we see is Heather and Bronwyn meet up to see if they can move forward. The two of them sitting there together at the table awkwardly was very strange. Like, they're like just looking at each other. And Bronwyn's like, "Well, we
You're
can
like, "Should we
order."
drink? Let's drink. Let's order a
Yeah.
drink."
Let's have a
Yeah.
drink.
And yeah, I mean, that definitely, they needed to have a drink.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
I needed a drink watching the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bronwyn asked, Heather, what's going on with her? She said, "Oh, Ashley's flying in from Santa Barbara and she's going to be visiting with Annabelle before she gets ready. She's got all these acceptance letters before she gets ready to leave." And Heather's really exhausted and looking forward to her graduating. And Bronwyn said, "Well, you said that the other day, and I just wanted to clear that up. Like, I was trying to be supportive of you." And she explains what she was saying, that, I felt like I wanted to be more of a less hands-on mom, but that's not who I was. I was like almost like a helicopter mom. Like, I was, right there. And I wasn't trying to shame you in any way. And Heather said, "Well, I felt that you were trying to show that you were like understanding, but you needed to define that you were a different mother than I was."
Did you guys get that? Like, I totally understood what Bronwyn was
I
saying.
totally understood what Bron was saying. I think Heather's just very jaded about it, so that she just
Yeah.
automatically took it the wrong way because
Thinks Bronwyn's coming from a not nice place.
she's just in that whole defending
Lisa.
Lisa sphere and
Yeah,
just
Right.
I
I
agree.
agree with that. I totally agree
Yeah.
with that. I mean, I completely understood what Bronwyn was saying, but when Heather expressed
Excuse me.
God
You
bless you.
go.
When Heather expressed what her feelings were, I think it's exactly what Lori said. It's just that she's so used to being like defensive because of Lisa. God bless you.
bless you
Sorry,
again.
excuse
It's
me.
allergy season. It's
Oh
allergy
my god,
season.
so bad.
And Bronwyn apologized. I mean, she's like, "I'm sorry it came out that way. Like, that's not what I wanted. I was trying to empathize." So Heather said, "Well, this is the kind of convo I would have liked to have at the campfire." And Bronwyn was like, "Well, sometimes when I talk to you, and it doesn't land right, then I just shut down." And I definitely see that that's what happens with Bronwyn.
She's
She
Yeah.
even said
does
that
try to
She
herself.
does, she does shut down.
yeah, and because she's like, "Well, like, I don't wanna make this worse. Maybe I'll just, like, shut it down." But then Heather's like, "Well, you get into the word salad a lot." And I have to agree. I totally think that was a dig. That just means she's smarter than you and you don't know what the F she's saying. That's what that means. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's how I take that, right?
So I watched, Watch What Happens Live,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
they did a poll for the audience, and it said, "Who was guilty of word salad?" 57% said Lisa.
Yeah,
So there you go.
there you
Yeah.
go. Yep.
Lisa does say a whole lot of nothing.
A whole lot of
But then after they get through that, Heather's like, "Listen, I have to ask you, like, why would you dump all that data about Lisa, like, and her business? I thought you guys, wanted to be close." And she's like, "Yeah, I thought we were close at the reunion." And then all of a sudden she started attacking me on Twitter. And the things that she was writing about her on Twitter were horrible.
not nice.
I don't understand that. I seriously don't understand when grown women go on a social media platform or a public platform like that and talk about other grown women? Like, it is so
And then
sophomoric.
think it's not gonna come up. Like, you're filming a show together. Everything you write and say is going to come up.
So again, how much is that really what's going on and how much
Right.
is production? If there's no fight,
Right.
there's no show, according to
Well, these
Bravo.
2 just need to not talk about Lisa. Like, keep Lisa out of your friendship.
I agree. I agree. Because, I mean, Bronwyn even says that. Like, I feel like your opinion of me is jaded based on how Lisa feels about me. And
Yes.
I agree with her. I totally agree with
Yes.
her.
Yep.
So they cheers. They agree to cheers, whatever. Next, we're at Amy's Saturday social. How does it get named a Saturday social? Does that mean it's during the day?
I
It
believe
must be
so.
Mormon thing.
Otherwise,
It's
I
yeah.
feel like it would have been like a gala. The way that they presented it with the champagne glory hole and the
Classic
fanciness,
Seth. Classic
right?
Seth.
Right? I mean, didn't it seem
So
more like a
good.
gala than a Saturday
I
social?
think like what Lori said, it's probably a Mormon thing.
Okay.
Mormon thing.
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
You know, just like a sip and see is more of like
Yes.
a
Yeah.
Southern thing.
Thing.
You know, we don't
Right.
have
Yeah.
them here.
Yeah.
Right. So
I
that
mean,
could be
maybe
what
some
it
people
was.
do, but we didn't, you know.
So everyone arrives at Amy's Saturday social. Lisa and John are, of course, the last to arrive. And as soon as they get there, Meredith, runs over to Lisa and, oh, you missed our crazy trip. Lisa says, yeah, I know I had lunch with Heather and, she was catching me up. Was there anything else that, like, I should know about? And Meredith's like, well, there was a lot said. Like, it wasn't nice, but, you need to talk to everybody. And then all of a sudden, Brittany, like buds in, like, totally.
Brittany
Guys.
does.
Yeah.
That's how Brittany
Like
does.
she does. Yeah. And I don't know if you noticed this, but when Brittany, interrupted, under her name, it said Heather's friend.
Yes, it did. I
And,
think it always says that.
well, it doesn't always say that. When she came in with Jared, it said Brittany's friend under Jared, not ex-fiance like it does later in the episode. When she first walked in with him, it said Brittany's friend. I was like,
And then later in the episode, it said
it
Brittany's
says Brittany's
ex-fiance.
ex-fiance. When he was out and the men were questioning him, it said
It's
Brittany's
probably who's ever editing that scene. They
I don't know.
probably just type in what they want that person to be referred to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be. But come on, I would like some continuity here. I
Yeah,
mean,
continuity is pretty important
know-
on these shows.
I notice it.
Right.
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 So Brittany's like, Lisa Bronwyn was pulling facts out of the air. And Lisa said, well, what did Angie have to say? Well, Angie compared you to Jen Shaw. Lisa's like, that's crazy. She's like a psycho criminal. Like, she called me a criminal. And like you said, she said
Right. Was Anne.
No, she said the exact same
Right,
thing about Bronwyn.
She
Right.
called her a snake, right?
She compared her to
Yeah.
Jen Shaw. So
She
somebody
compared her to
does
Jen
it
Shaw.
to you, and now it's this horrific thing. But when you did it,
Right.
it was okay. Come on,
Right.
stop it.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop it.
So then Bronwyn tells Angie that Brittany told Lisa about you comparing her to Jen Shaw while they're having the conversation over there. So Lisa walks over because she's going to address it, and she's standing next to Mary, and she gives Mary a hug and says, how are you? And Lisa says to Angie, like, I think we need to have a chat. And Whitney's standing right next to her, but Whitney's not saying anything. She's just kind of standing there, like, watching the whole conversation. And Lisa starts out like, I heard there was conversations while I was gone. And she said, yeah, well, what did Brittany tell you so I can undo the mess? And Lisa said, well, what do you want to tell me? She's like, I'll tell you that the lawsuit was brought up. And now Bronwyn sees what's going on. So she comes over and walks over and says, listen, Lisa, you don't have a problem with Angie. She's telling you what I said. If you have a problem with me, let's hash it out. But Lisa doesn't want to talk to Bronwyn.
No, she
doesn't wanna talk to
totally
her.
dismissed her. And then she starts saying, you're loitering.
She actually said you're
You're at a
dismissed.
party. Yes, she
Crazy.
dismisses her. She says
Yeah.
you're dismissed. And then she says you're loitering.
Look at her. She's
You're at a
loitering.
party at
You're
someone else's
crazy.
home.
Lisa says, this has nothing to do with you. Bronwyn's like, yes, it does. I'm the one who brought it up. She's like, you're upset with me, not Angie. Lisa says, I don't want to talk to you. I don't like you. What are we, 5? Are we
We're on the
Exactly.
playground. We are
On
on
the playground.
We are on
I
the
don't
playground.
like you. I don't like you. And then Meredith
Many,
jumps in.
many,
This is when I got
Exactly.
so aggravated with Meredith. Meredith jumps in and says, Bronwyn, I think this is not great timing. What, Meredith? No, what you're saying is not great timing because Bronwyn is a part of this and she needs to hash it out with Lisa. She doesn't need to bring Angie into this. And meanwhile, like, in the middle of the party. This is like this yelling and screaming, and you could see everyone's face. They're like, what is going on?
They're like, what happened to our Saturday social?
I know. Who
It got
invited these
unsocial.
bitches?
Who invited these women? Animals.
And then in the other room, it's Seth, Justin, Sean, and John, and Jared. And then Seth says to Jared, are you in love with Brittany? And that's where it says Brittany's ex-fiance.
And he can't even really answer it. He
Well,
literally can't even answer it.
He does say, I love her.
'Cause he's
I'm
a
in love with
turd.
her.
He's a
He is a
turd.
turd. He is a turd.
He's just a turd floating in
I
the
forgot his
toilet.
name. I
Jared.
wrote, Seth is asking, I don't even remember his name.
Meanwhile, back in the other room, Lisa says, I have zero interest in talking to you, meaning Bronwyn. Bronwyn says, you talk to everybody about me, and now you don't want to talk about me because I said things about you that should make people question and pause. And Lisa says, I have a question about you, Gout dick sucker. I was like,
Again.
Did Lisa call Bronwyn a gout dick
Right.
sucker? And Whitney says, I thought gout was in the feet.
yeah. And then Bronwyn said, I'm a dick sucker now. And Lisa said, a gout dick sucker. Like, she doubled down on it. Like, what?
It's so weird.
It is so weird.
It's playground material. It's playground material.
And Bronwyn said, at least it's my husband. And
Yes.
he's paying for my clothes. Who's paying for your Amex bill?
Yeah.
Check that.
Yeah.
It's good.
Bronwyn even said, I'm telling people about public records. Now I'm a dick sucker. Like, I mean, honestly, Bronwyn was doubling down on the dick sucker, too. She's like, all right. She didn't give it the gout dick sucker, but she kept giving it a dick sucker. She's like, all right, I'm a dick sucker. You know?
Well, and what she said, like, we all know people like this. You say something to them in jest 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then you start fighting with them and they throw it back in your face.
And
we
they
all
start
know
throwing
people
back
like
in your
that.
face. Right.
Well, because Lisa
Absolutely.
said, you're a dick sucker. No, you were a dick sucker. You are because you have nice clothes. Okay. So, and I even like when Bronwyn in her confessionals, like, my American Express bill comes in a box. It's not
Mhm.
even an envelope. Like, I need to
Mhm.
distract them. You do what you got to do, girl.
Do what you gotta do.
But at least my husband's paying it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, listen, Bronwyn completely held her own. She
Most
asked Lisa, is
definitely.
John now aware?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, and then Lisa's pointing a finger in her face because she's not getting her way. And Bronwyn's like, don't you ever point your finger in my face. And like, then Lisa says, you're disgusting. You're such a pig. I'm going to create a website and post all your lies.
What?
You just said that? You just said that. Okay, she says, you're going to start a negative online campaign. We know you love to do that. So you've done that already. So, like, what are you doing?
And the best was when she goes, that's not going to pay those lawsuits, Lisa. Cash will pay those lawsuits.
That was the best.
That was excellent.
That was the best.
It was.
And Lisa's like, oh, she's a lawyer now. She's a lawyer. You don't need to be a lawyer to read a pleading.
Right. I mean, even earlier, Lisa said, I mean, she's not a lawyer. She didn't go to law school. I don't even think she went to college. I don't care, bitch. She's way smarter than you.
Exactly.
Way smarter.
I mean,
she's burying you right now. Burying you.
I was so there for that. That was
Me too.
I don't enjoy the fighting, but I must say, like I said, I'm not a fan of the character of Lisa Barlow, and I did enjoy watching Bronwyn just slice and dice.
Because she never loses her temper. Excuse me. She never lost her temper that whole time. I feel like last year she was teetering. But she had to get her bearings, and that's okay. But she never lost her temper in this. And she was so articulate, and she was so good.
She was
Lisa
so
was
good. She was
flailing.
so good. And Lisa was flailing.
like a fish.
And you know what? I don't like fighting either. And I've said this many times. I like them to have fun. But if it's going to be a fight, I want it to be a good verbal lashing. And I want it to be with the people who it needs to be with. Angie didn't need to be a part of that. And the fact that Bronwyn went in there and like, listen, what are you doing? Angie's not a part of this. Angie just repeated what I said. If you want to yell at somebody, yell at me.
And it didn't
love that. That's accountability. That's accountability.
Didn't get too dark. Like, nobody brought anybody's kids into it. Nobody's accusing anybody's husband of cheating on them. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't get so dark like other franchises have been lately. Like OC. Like, it's just getting,
I mean, it just got sophomoric, to be honest with you, with the dick sucking. I mean, come on.
The dick sucking.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
honestly, this is the franchise that we got high body count hair, which again I'm here for. I'm so here for it. Like
I
where
had never
else are we?
heard that term
Me
before,
neither.
but
I never heard of the
I
gout dick sucker
have
either.
for
Nope.
sure used it since.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. This is what we like about Salt Lake City. Look at what we get from them. I mean, these are great lines. These are
I
great
mean, I
lines.
can't wait for next week and Lisa's storyboard.
I
Yeah.
can't
Next
either.
storyboard. Yeah.
I mean,
And we get
who doesn't love a
picture.
storyboard
right, and we get great things from Mary all the time too.
Oh my
all
God.
the time?
Yeah, so you do get some good stuff. So I wanted to let you know on Watch What Happens Live during the poll, 85% of the online audience was on Bronwyn's side. 71% thought that she was not trying to annihilate Lisa. Like I said, 57% said Lisa is the one most guilty of word salad. When asked about Bronwyn's audience, this was interesting. 74% thought that her outfit was couture and not costume. But Christian Siriano was sitting in the audience.
And he designed it.
And so
And
what are you
she-
gonna? Yeah, you
She
gotta.
bought it and paid for it. It was
Right.
not
Yeah,
gifted
so what
to
are you,
her.
so what are you
I
gonna
thought
say?
that was couture, though. I didn't think it was costumey.
I
Yeah.
thought it was couture.
And when Bronwyn asked, "Oh, who the scariest outfit?" and she said, "Well, Brittany's business special bikini." It was pretty scary. And who was she nervous about meeting at BravoCon? And she said, any of the Atlanta girls.
Really?
Yeah, any of the Atlanta girls. That's what Bronwyn said. She said, I don't think my shade is quite up to par for them. And then
Okay.
they did.
She smoothed that out.
Yeah, they were doing like the contest for who had the best housewife insult. And Dorinda won with her Holland Tunnel comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Put an
it
easy
was-
pass thing on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Put
it's
an
good.
easy
It's
pass
good.
on that thing.
Yeah, yeah. With your Holland
And
Tunnel.
Margaret Joseph's "Your mouth looks like a monkey's asshole" came in
Yes,
second,
that was
right?
that
Yes.
on there.
That's a classic. That is a
And I
classic.
So
forget
classic.
what the other ones were, but Dorinda did win.
Yeah. Well,
One of-
Bronwyn gave her 100.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it.
Yes, she did give her 100, yes.
So, I mean, I'm excited that Salt Lake City's back. I really
It
am.
was a great episode. And I'll tell you what, Heather does look amazing.
She does. She does.
She really does. I'm happy for her. And I really hope she meets somebody because this is what, season 6? And we haven't seen her with anybody long term.
No,
I'm
we
sure she's
haven't.
dated. I mean,
Well, maybe now that her daughter's going away and she has
Right.
some time, like this would be the time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe she'll just really want to take the time to just be herself and get herself together, because when you're raising
Yeah.
kids, you don't have time for yourself. So maybe, like she said, it will be like the end of like an era that she would like to just move on from, and she'll be able to, move on to something else.
So just I wanted to bring up, so Dancing with the Stars also started last week, and I watched the first episode. I'm in the process of the second episode. It was on last night also. But there's 2 Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on there, so I just want to give our listeners a little bit info on that. So Whitney is on, and Jen Affleck. So I didn't know this about Whitney. I mean, they kind of brushed upon it on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Like she was a dancer before. She's got a degree in dance, and she competed in what do you call it? A posing studio to one of the professional dancers. She's like a professional dancer.
She's like a professional dancer.
She's like a professional dancer. And I will tell you this, the first dance that she did, she got the highest score. Her and Robert Irwin, Bindi Irwin's brother from
Mm-hmm.
Crocodile Hunter.
Yeah.
Those 2, they both tied. And now he's never so much as danced in his life.
He's a cutie.
He is so
cutie.
good. I think I'm just giving you my opinion. I think he's going to win it all. But Whitney was very, very good. Way better than Jen Affleck.
But doesn't it go
she's
off
got
of
so much.
audience's votes?
Yes. So that's
Okay.
what. So
I mean, she's
tonight,
not the most well liked, right? From what I recall.
we'll have
Isn't
to
she
see what
kind of
happens.
like the villain in the show, or no?
I mean, she is the villain in the show, but Dancing with the Stars voters are different. So I started watching it. They announced that it was their biggest season premiere ever.
Who else is on
And
it?
they got double the votes this season first episode than they did the season prior. Double the votes. Like, that's how many people are watching this
So that
year's.
many more people are watching.
That
Yeah,
many more
yeah.
people are watching.
Got it.
That many more people are watching. So, I mean, I will give you my
Really
little.
screwing things up over here. I apologize.
That's okay. I'm just gonna give you every week my little update on what I know what's going on with
All right.
the Mormon wives and Robert Irwin. But I'm giving Robert Irwin the win. I think he's gonna win it. I really do.
All right, Wendy's
And
I
it's
calling
read
so
it.
something where Corey Feldman wasn't showing up for practice.
Corey Feldman is there. Oh my gosh, he looks horrible.
He does?
Yes, he
I mean,
does.
he does. He does. Andy Richter is there. I just saw his dance. Oh my god, it was so bad. He can't even walk. Like, he can barely
Oh.
walk. I mean, he does show up. I give him an A for effort, but execution, F. I'm sorry. Just
Mm-mm.
not good.
That's
Not
so
good.
funny.
Not good. But anyway, I'll give you my update every week about what's going on with Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
And I can't think. Is there anything else we want to talk about? I think we're at an hour.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. No, we can't go.
we're gonna be watching, Special Forces. We're gonna be putting on a
Yes, that starts this
podcast
week.
about hunting wives. So we got stuff in the works. We got stuff in the works.
Yes. Yes, we
Yes,
do.
we do.
So until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Please give us 5-star reviews and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.